I pre-prepped my nail off camera, and so I'm just going to get into this set. I have my Entourage Hair Gallery dapping dish, and we will be using the Valentino system today. Pour a little bit of monomer in my dapping dish. And set that to the side. Over here I have some shop cloth, and I have a little piece of saran wrap in between, so if the liquid goes through, it doesn't mess the wrapping paper, the Christmas paper I have on my table. I'm using the Blossom and the Crystal Clear Valentino powder. Of course, I already showed you that we were going to be using the Valentino system, so I kind of like to use all the elements if I can, if and when I can. So we're going to set those to the side. Open up my powder. And I like to use two acrylic brushes. One of them is from Not Polish, and the other one is one that I bought at the regular nail store, but I like to use two. And my favorite is the actual non-name brand one, but I always like to have two brushes. And in my little dapping dish, I have brush cleaner, just in case when you're a beginner, sometimes you don't get to keep your brushes as clean as you would like to. So I always have two brushes, just in case one of them gets a little messy, I can have another one for ready to go. So I'm booping my brush over here. And I like to have something to put my hands on. So this is my bit container, and I like to just rest my hand on something so I'm not stressing my hand out. This part of the video, I believe, is going to go in slow-mo, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, right here I just went into slow-mo. So I recorded. Here, gently patting it down. I'm not wasting the product, and moving it forward towards the tip. Make sure you get the back nice and flat. Just keep brushing it forward gently, trying to keep the side walls clean. Less filing you will have to do in the filing process if the side walls are nice and clean. Get a little strand here and there, or fiber or something. Make sure you remove anything that's in the nail. Just keep pulling the product forward. I'm going to struggle a little bit on this nail, and I did not edit it out because I wanted, there's a lot of video that is just so perfect. I wanted you to show that, you know, there is some struggle sometime in putting your product down based on the temperature of the room and stuff like that. So after I put this first one down, and I'm getting it nice and flat to the back, pull it as far forward as it would go, I went back for some monomer, and I'm going to do maybe 2 or 3 taps here. And then I'm going to apply it right underneath where I put the first bead. And the struggle is real, guys. This is where I had a little bit of a hard time smoothing out the product. But you're going to see I'm going to work it. I'm going to pat it in there. Yeah, there you go. I'm patting it in there. Working it down to the front. Pull it down some more. And right where I joined it in the middle, I just wanted to make sure that it came smooth, so I have less filing in the end. And I'm just pulling it forward. Keep your brush clean, guys. Now my videos, my intentions for you is to shut the sound off and observe, because sometimes it could be a little bit distracting if I'm talking to you. If the volume is off, you will actually see more than what I'm just directing your attention to. So it's okay if you can turn the volume off and just observe. I pick up some more. I'm shaking my brush because it didn't get all the liquid in there and I didn't want a dry bead. I'm going to put this one to the back, to the cuticle, very close to the cuticle. But I am gently patting it down to the back, and then I'm pulling it down from the sides and then the middle. So here we go back to regular speed, guys. I'm using the body of the brush to pull the sides in. I have a little dip right in the middle right here, so, and I'm not worried about the one bead method, 1, 2, or 3. I'm using as many beads as I can to make sure that this nail is aesthetically pleasing to the eyes and it's exactly what I want it to look like. I'm looking at it from the side and I think I missed a little spot right here on the inner corner, so I'm just going to put a little bit of product right here and I'm just going to smooth that in. And notice, guys, I'm not flooding the cuticles or the side walls. That just gives you a lot of work to clean up in the end. The tip looks a little bit flat to me, and so I'm just doing a reverse with some product here and put the product to the front and pull it backwards onto the nail. Yes, I think I like that one. I'm gonna move over to the next one, and when I dip the brush into the monomer and I wipe it off, I use the opposite side to pick up my bead, and once again I put it in the middle, and I'm going to gently move the product forward. You're going to notice that my paper towel doesn't get too messy, and that's because I don't waste the product. Like, I don't put overly excessive product on that I have to wipe off. And I'm going to put one right underneath where I put the original bead, and then we're going to just distribute the product, pulling it forward. Just like so. Notice I'm going to the back. I want the back to be flush. It's a little bit humpy on this one, but I'll show you towards the end how we file that out and make sure that all of the nails, the apex is in the right place and all of them look similar. So we're going to go to the back like we did in the first nail, close to the cuticle, patting it down towards the cuticle and literally pulling the product forward and blending it into the first bead that we put down. Now it's a little bit flat on the back, but I will go back in, I'm quite sure, and put another bead in there. Yep, right there. Because the one that I put down before was really small. And just gently bring it forward. I'm not flooding the cuticle. I'm not flooding the side walls. That just creates work when it comes to the filing process. I love Valentino powder, guys. It's extremely user-friendly. making sure the sides are nice and clean. And then I pick up another bead and right there, yep, put it down and bring it forward, smoothing it down. If you're struggling with making smooth nails, I'm not sure what powders that you're using, but Valentino as a beginner will absolutely help you get to smoother nails quicker than most products that I've tried. There's a few of them out there, but we're just talking about Valentino today. It's really user friendly. And I'm going to reverse this and fill in the front. Pattern it forward, bringing it all the way down to the end, the tip of the nail. No wasting products, guys. If you have to reverse it and pull the product back, use all of the product. That's what you do. Capping it off at the tip. Give it a little pat right there. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Level it out. And just keep smoothing it so that I am reducing my hand filing, e-filing part of the process. Side walls are clean. I go in, pick up another bead, and I'm going to the next nail in the middle. And I try to do all the sets. There are times when I start my set from the back, but if I start on the back, I like to start all of them from the back. If I start in the middle, I want to start all of them from the middle so that I can get the set to look like they belong together. All right, so I put that bead down, I smooth it out. I'm going in for another one, and I am going just below where I originally put that first one, and once again pulling it forward. Notice, guys, I am not wasting product here. There isn't a whole lot of excessive product on my napkin. That's because I am just picking up what I need to use. Oops, lost my brush there. Picking up what I need to use, and you can always go back for more. Don't worry about the 2, 3, 1 ball method. We got a cuticle bead right here. Oh, I love the way this one went down. Pull it from the side, both sides. Get it up in the corner there, pull it down from the sides, and then pull it down from the middle. There we go, from the middle. Keeping the brush clean, keeping my side walls clean. And the reason why I prep my nails before, guys, I was going to pop this set off and do another set. I am thinking like I'm shooting like 3 or 4 videos this particular day. So I have a layer of gel underneath there so that I can pop this off. I would make a video on how I prep for my nails so that I would link it in the description box, or I'll just upload another one so that you can see how I prep. But when I do multiple sets, I do it with gel on the bottom. So I put another bead towards the end, and I'm doing the reverse, brushing it backwards to blend it into everything else that's there. Side walls are clean. There's nothing on the bottom of the nails. Oops, the struggle is real, guys. I flood my side wall. You gotta do what you gotta do. Clean up that product on the side. And then I think I see a little space on the side right here. So I'm gonna fill that in right there, just like so. Cuticles clean, sidewalls are clean. Doing a little inspection to make sure that, you know, the product is where I want it. And we're going to go in for the pinky. I think I struggled a little bit on the pinky, but it doesn't really matter. Every set has its own challenges, and as long as when you finish it looks good, that's what you're looking for, right? So once again, I'm in the middle. Put a bead in there. Join the both of them, the natural nail and the nail tip. And in this case, I went to the back. Again, fill in the cuticle area. Pull it from the sides. Clean up the back right here in the cuticle area. Pat it down gently. My fingers are really big, guys, but then the pinky is so small in comparison to the rest of them. So when I went in on this one, I applied it slightly different than I did the others, but nonetheless, it's still okay. I put one underneath the first bead. Got a little bit heavy-handed on this one. Pull it forward. Smooth it all the way down. I'm going to cap it off on the end. So I got a little bit of extra product on this one. And I just got to pull it forward and tap it off right there. Remove the excess. I love smoothing Valentino powder. I go back. I have a little space in the back right here, which is a little bit flat. So I'm shoring up my apex area. Guys, you notice I forgot my thumb, right? I'm gonna have to come back and fill that in. But here is the clear. This is Crystal Clear by Valentino. So I'm going in and I am encapsulating my blossom, and this helps me also smooth out any gaps I may have in my lay. And put one down reverse, smooth it out. And if the nail is beginning to look a little bit chunky here, it's okay, guys. I need a little bit of powder up there to, when I'm filing, I can file and make sure that I'm not filing all the way back down to the blossom. I wanted a little bit of clear up there so that when I'm working, I can get the nail aesthetically pleasing to the eyes without taking all the product off. I promise it's not going to be thick. I go in for another bead and I put it right in the middle there. I felt like there was a little bit of a gap in there. And that's another thing. If I find like I put a set down and for some reason it's flat somewhere, that's where I put that top clear bead. Fill in that spot and then brush it down the rest of the way. Otherwise, if you start in the same position and you don't really need the product there, you might get a super chunky nail. So that one had a little bit of a gap in the apex area, And when I noticed that, that's where I put that clear bead down. Right here as well, I am noticing that I have a little bit of a flatness right here. So I went in, drop it there first, go down to the cuticle area, no flooding. Tap it in, tap it in. And then I pull it forward. And I'm not sure if you could notice, but there was a little bit of a gap there. And so towards the back, that is, and closer to the cuticle, and we fill that in first. And then I come back and encapsulate the rest of the nail. Inspect it to see visually what it looks like. And now I'm going to go in and do the same thing on the pinky. And I don't know about you guys, my confidence build by the time I get to the clear. I'm like, okay, the set is down. You know, I can go in with one pearl of clear and just swipe the whole nail down. You know, it's fun at this point. I'm almost done. I can see where I'm going with this set. Put another one down and I smooth it out. Make sure the side walls, you know, just as much attention you pay to the cuticles, you want to pay that much attention to the side walls as well. I'm beginning to get a little bit soupy in my dapping dish here. Alrighty guys, not too shabby. Pull it forward. I'm using the body of the brush to pull that product down. So right here, I'm noticing that I don't have enough, my thumb was not done. And I'm going in with some blossom to fill in the thumb. Put one bead down in the center. Now guys, this nail right here, see I'm moving around, I'm looking for some more monomer. The product is beginning to dry on my nail. So whereas I would have smoothed out the hump that when I first put the bead down, it's beginning to dry and I'm not paying attention to it right now. So you're going to see how much work I have to put in to work that little hump out. So I got a bead here close to the cuticle and I am moving it forward, getting all the way into the edges, close to the side walls, smoothing it down. And I don't know if you can see at this point, there is a little bit of a hump between that last bead and where I put the first bead, or a little dip in there. I guess I'm paying attention to the cuticle right now. Get in there, get the product in close to the side walls. Get another one. I think the side has a little bit of a gap right in here. Yep. So, okay, good. I just put that bead down where I was telling you it's still a little bit gappy, but you will see when I correct that. Pulling the product forward. My silence is intentional, guys, so that you can observe and I'm not talking through the whole entire video. Okay, so I put a reverse bead here. I'm going to pull it backwards. Got a little flooding going on there, guys. You see it right there? Yep. I'm missing a spot. Got a little bit right here. Smooth it down. You get a nice little view from the side where you can see whether this nail is aesthetically pleasing or not. It's still a little flat towards the back. Right here, there you go. And so once I put that clear bead down, right in the spot that had a gap in there, it filled in that little gap that was just annoying me. Get another bead, put it down right here, and smooth that forward, being careful not to flood my cuticles. Top it off on the end and clean off your brush. So I got a little bit of, oops, I bump it right there. I got a little bit of brush cleaner. Now you can use brush cleaner if you so desire. You can use a little bit of acetone or a blend of acetone and brush cleaner, or a blend of acetone and monomer. Whatever you're comfortable with. I just don't leave it that long. My brush isn't dirty. I just want to make sure that, whatever little bit of product is in there, I don't let it dry in the brush. So we're going to put all of this stuff to the side. Make sure my brush is nice and clean. I don't know, guys. I have all the brand name brushes out there, but this brush that I get at my local nail supply, I just absolutely love it. It fits well in my hands, and it blends well. The bristles are nice and smooth. I love it. All right, so I'm going to clean up, keep my work area a little bit clean. And right now, I'm testing to see how smooth the nails are. Are they dry? Are they ready to go? I'm actually inspecting my work to see for familiar, if the nails are similar and what do I have to do to make them alike. So right in here, I'm hand filing using my 8080 Key Era Sky half moon file, and I'm flush to the nail 90 degrees on the side, and I'm getting up in there. I'm creating that nice sharp line. Plus underneath had a little bit of a hook, so I am cleaning that out. I'm working at my shape here. I love to do a lot of hand filing, especially when I'm working on myself, because my perspective is different when I'm working on myself than when I'm working on a client. And if you are used to doing your own nails, when it comes time to doing a client, you're going to find you may be having a little bit of difficulty. That's because your perspective is different when you're working on yourself as opposed to someone else. Once again, I'm on the side, front to back, 90 degrees. Get the file nice and flush in there, straight up and down. And this is one of the reasons why I was paying attention to not flooding the sidewalls, because I do need to go in there and file the sidewalls as well. Holding my finger on the file straight. Take a good look at it. Make sure that you are beginning to create the lines that you want. I'm a little bit one-sided here, so I'm cleaning up that one side. I think I like it. Moving on to the next one, filing on the bottom, filing flush to the side, straight 90 degrees, and then on the opposite side. And you should alternate side to side so that you don't overfile one side of the nail to the other. And guys, when I'm working on myself, I am so aggressive. I am so aggressive when I'm working on myself. And we got a great view from the overhead camera, so you can actually see exactly what I'm seeing, and you can tell if we're heading in the direction that we want to. So right here, I noticed that the side was a little bit humpy. Remember when we was laying that nail down, we talked about how humpy it was. So it's a little bit out of shape to the rest of the nail. So I'm taking the time right now, using my hand file to sort of work some of that product down. And the reason why I like using the hand file to do that is because the hand file covers a larger surface. I'm still working the sides. See how straight that file is to my finger? I'm telling myself this is so huge and I'm going to have to come back and work it out. But here I like to keep it real, guys. Sometimes you have to put a little bit elbow grease into your nails. They don't just come out perfect. And I didn't edit anything out of this video. I'm showing you my entire struggle on bringing this set to looking good. Straight line. It's beginning to look like they belong together, but we still have a lot of work. And on that nail, the pinky was a little bit off on the straightness towards the front. And so you'll see me working one side as opposed to the other. I'm just trying to get them leveled. Inspect them. Don't be too hurried to move on. Make sure you're spending adequate time with each step that you're doing, that you're completely satisfied with what you're seeing before you move on. Okay, so here, guys, I am doing my hand filing. So I'm laying the file on top of my nail and I'm filing it up and down. The hand file is hitting a larger surface. So if your nails came out bulky at this point, this is an opportunity for you to get the surface smooth and flat. See how I'm going across the top of the nail? It's hitting a broader section of the nail. And like I said, guys, when I'm working on myself, I'm a little bit aggressive. And that's just because I can tell if I'm hurting myself or not. I am a lot more cautious with my guests. Clear across the front, the top. And as I file, you can actually see the nail beginning to take shape as when it feels nice and smooth. Inspect it. Are you seeing what you're looking for? All right. These next two nails were the ones that were laid a little bit chunky. So pay attention to how much hand work I have to do to bring this nail smooth. And it's one of the reasons why you have to pay attention to your lay. I love this half moon. I am a half moon banana file type of girl. I love the shape of those, and it allows you to get in the cuticle area and stuff like that. In this case, I'm using the Kiara Sky 8080 hand file. And I will go ahead and link Kiara Sky in the description box so that you can look up Kiara Sky. I'm not sponsored by Kiara Sky, so I don't have a promo code for you, but I can certainly direct you to where I got my products. Guys, see me working that hump that was put in when I was laying. So even at my lay, I already knew I was going to have to work this nail. So when you're putting your lay down, pay attention to where you would have to work. Try avoid creating situations where you have to hand file a lot, but I'm feeling it to make sure that it's not lumpy. I'm getting the smoothest now. I'm inspecting them. Are they beginning to look like they belong together? Once again, guys, I have intentional silence on my videos. That is so that you can take the opportunity to observe as opposed to me directing you as to what to look at. Observe the way I'm holding the file. And in this case, when I'm hand filing on myself, I'm using both hands. So notice the hand that I'm working on is assisting by moving back and forth. See, like right here, my hand is moving back and forth. When we talked about the perspective being different, that's one of the differences. The clients don't move their hands, but when you're working on yourself, hand and eye coordination, yeah, I'm checking to make sure all of them are the same height in terms of the apex. I believe in the power of observation, so I can tell you what I'm doing, but I also believe that there are people who learn by observation, and I'm given an opportunity for you to look and learn. Taking an opportunity to look at my work. Do they blend together? Do they look like a set? Like all the nails belong together? And I can go around the cuticle with this half moon hand file. right across the top here. It's a little bit chunky. So I'm going up and down across the top, making sure that all of those nails are aesthetically pleasing, and most importantly that they match each other. See that I don't have a whole lot of dust there, even though I was doing a whole lot of hand filing. Here I'm changing out my sanding band to the appropriate bit, and I'm selecting a fine safety bit. What else do I have here? A tornado bit, and I believe I went back and yep, and I got one of those little cuticle thingies, cuticle bits. And we're going to start with my safety bit, and I believe this e-file I'm using is the Melody Susie. I would link that as well. I got mine on Amazon, so I don't have a promo code, but I can certainly link you to where I found it. And so now I'm going around the cuticle. In this video, my speed was set at, I want to say 5,000 RPMs. I usually go around about 10, but I wanted to go really slow on this video so that you can see. If it's going too fast, sometimes you really can't see. So I'm bringing the cuticle flush to the nail. E-filing around the cuticles, keeping the side walls straight. And I'm going backwards on this one because I want the nail to have an apex and then a slope that comes down to the cuticle. Across the top, making sure it's nice and smooth. My e-file, my bit is laying flat against the nail. All the way to the back. And you might notice a little tugging on the nail. That's because my speed is a little bit slower than I like it to be, but I wanted to slow down so that you can see. And right here, I think I'm going to go into slow-mo for you. Yes, indeed. And so that you can see me go around the cuticles. I'm sealing the cuticles here, guys. Very important part of the process. You want to be able to see my cuticle, you want to see my nail, and you want to see where the enhancements start. There's a little bit of a tugging going on, and if that's happening to you, consider increasing your speed on the e-file. Mine is intentionally slow because I wanted you to see the work being done. So it was a little bit tuggish for me, but you get a point. And now I'm back to my regular speed. And moving on to the other nail. And once again, the E-file, the bit is flush to the nails. It's flat. See a little bit of resistance I'm getting. Go around the cuticles. Right here, I wanted to get a little bit more flush to the cuticle, not a hump. I'm also a hairstylist, so if I'm too humpy back there and a strand of my client's hair get back there, if it's not sealed properly, it can actually cause lifting. A strand of hair get up underneath there, lift my nail. So I pay close attention to the cuticle area. Yes, guys, you can see this little humpy right here. I'm feeling for smoothness. Once again, I'm sealing the cuticle from right to left. Any excess nail underneath there, I'm cleaning that up. Also, guys, when I shot this video, I was in portrait and I wanted landscape. So if you're viewing this video and it's not filling up your whole screen, you can go ahead and either rotate the video or make your screen bigger so that you can actually see the video fill in the whole screen. And I am editing in Adobe Pro for the first time, so I'm having some challenges using Adobe Pro. As I grow in my YouTube videos, I'm going to get better at shooting and editing, but just in case it's not filled in your screen, if you're looking at it on a laptop, you can rotate the video as well as put it in full screen, or if you're on your phone, you can do the same. Right here, I am working out the hump, making sure it's nice and smooth, but most importantly, I want to make sure that this set looks like it belongs on the same hand. A little bit humpy right here. So I'm just going back and forth, coming down on it, making sure I blend it back in nicely.